So friends, here we have to prove the Cauchy integral formula. What did it say? If fz is analytic within on a closed contour C, and if a is any point within C, then fa is equals to 1 upon 2 pi I integral C along contour C fz dz upon z minus a. So we have to prove this. Okay, so for this we draw a contour C, and inside the contour we describe a circle gamma of radius r. ठीक है. Okay, so we write this, what we have just draw this, describe a circle gamma about the center z equals to a, right, of small radius r, such that this circle z minus a is equals to r, z minus a equals to r. This is known as the center and this is the radius. Z minus a equals to r does not intersect the curve C. Right, does not intersect the curve C. The function fz upon z minus a is analytic. The function fz upon z minus a is analytic in the annulus bounded by C. What does this mean? This means the function fz upon z minus a is analytic in the annulus bounded by C. Bounded by C and gamma. We know that by the corollary of Cauchy's theorem, Cfz upon z minus a is equals to gamma fz upon z minus a dz, right? This is by the corollary of Cauchy's theorem. Now, or we can write it like this: Cfz dz upon z minus a is equals to gamma fz. We subtract fa and add fa on the right hand side, minus fa upon z minus a dz plus gamma fa z minus a dz, right? We give it name equation 1 and this to equation 2. Since fz is analytic, and we know the property of the analytic function, whatever the function is analytic, it is continuous. Since fz is analytic within C, and so it is continuous at z equals to a, so that given epsilon is any positive quantity, so that given epsilon greater than 0, there exists delta greater than 0 such that mod of fz minus fa is less than epsilon. We give it name equation third. For z minus a is less than delta, we give it equation number 4. Since r is at our choice, and so we can take r lesser than delta, so that equation 4 this equation, right? So that equation 4 is satisfied for all z on the circle gamma, right? Now we have z minus a is equals to r, and z minus a equals to r. If we remove this mod, then it becomes z minus a equals to r ei theta. Remember this, if we remove the mod, then this becomes ei theta, RHS side. Now gamma fa upon z minus a dz is equals to 0 to 2 pi. Why 0 to 2 pi? Because we know that this is 0, and if we take integral along gamma, then this is 0, and if we take a full round, then this comes to be 2 pi, right? fa upon z minus a is equals to 0 to 2 pi fa dz. What we write for dz? r ei theta. I will show you here. dz is equals to r ei theta I, right? d theta. Now we write it here. For dz, r ei theta I d theta upon z minus a. What we write for z minus a? r ei theta, and this can be cancelled out, and I is constant, so it is come out fa is also constant, not written here. I will write it next step. I fa 0 to 2 pi d theta. Okay, this is the constant. So what is the integral of constant? Is theta. I f a, and when we put the limit, it comes to be 2 pi. That is equals to 2 pi I f a, right? Now we put this in equation second here, then what this equation will become? This will come out to be we write it hence by equation second, c fz dz upon z minus a minus 2 pi I, this minus 2 pi I, when we take it to the LHS, this become 2 pi I fa is equals to is equals to this value, right? This one is equals to gamma fz minus fa upon z minus a dz mod, right? This will be lesser than equals to gamma fz minus fa upon z minus a dz, right? This is mod dz. Okay, then it's lesser than fz minus fa is lesser than epsilon. Here fz minus fa is lesser than epsilon, so we write it here fz minus fa is lesser than epsilon, and z minus a, we know that z minus a is equals to r, so we write for this r, and if we take the mod of dz, what will come? Mod of dz. If we take the mod of dz, I will show you here mod of dz. What mod of dz, right, is equals to r, mod of I is equals to 1, and mod of ei theta is also 1, so it becomes r mod d theta, and we will substitute that value here, right? Gamma mod of dz is lesser than equals to epsilon upon r gamma, what we write, r mod of d theta, epsilon upon r integral of gamma r d theta. And what is the limit of gamma? Gamma is 0 to 2 pi, and we can write epsilon upon r into r. If we integrate it, then this will come out to be 2 pi, and epsilon r to r cancel out, is lesser than 2 pi epsilon. So this quantity, right, this quantity comes out to be lesser than 2 pi epsilon, right? I will show you here this quantity is come out to be lesser than 2 pi epsilon. I can write here fz dz upon z minus a minus 2 pi I fa is lesser than 2 pi epsilon. Since epsilon is arbitrary, so we can so epsilon tends to 0, we can take it as epsilon tends to 0, so our equation will become when we take it, since we write it here, since epsilon is arbitrary, and so making epsilon tends to 0, we get this will become 0, and it will go to the RHS. This is come out to be, actually it is lesser than equals to, we can write it here, and then now C fz dz upon z minus a minus 2 pi I fa equals to 0, and this will go to the RHS, or we can we can write it C fz dz upon z minus a is equals to 2 pi I fa. Now if we arrange it like this, then it will become fa is equals to 1 upon 2 pi I C fz dz upon z minus a. This is our complete proof. I hope that you will understand by this.